Hello my friends, this is Maltanan and you're watching new exciting tutorial. Well, actually it's a presentation of my new custom effect called TextRamp. Some time ago I already published a tutorial called TextRamp. Let me just show you what it was. Here it is, and some of you already may be familiar with this technique and the problem that this tutorial fixed. Well, the problem is that each time you try to apply a ramp effect to a text layer, some strange things start to happen. Let me just show you. Let's create a new text layer ramp, and let's just apply a ramp layer to this, like that. And as you can see, the ending and starting point are at the top and the bottom of your comp, which is a little bit strange, right? You would expect them to be at the top and bottom of your text. Well, okay, we can easily fix that, but now when we move the layer, the ramp stays in place. And that's quite a huge problem, and to fix it, you usually have to pre-compose the layer, which is, a pain. Basically, additional pre-comps that you have to have in your whole project is always a mess, and especially when you've got a bunch of those text. And that's not all. You can't even rotate the text layer because the problem still exists. You can't scale it. There's really not much you can do with it. Of course, there are layer styles that you can try to use, but unfortunately, they have the same problem. Let me just quickly show you what the problem is. It's basically the same thing. So just go to layer styles and gradient overlay. Okay, we've got a gradient. Once we move the layer, the gradient seems to stick. Okay, so far so good. But now when we try to rotate it or scale it up and down, we get the same problem. So basically, this tutorial showed you how to create a very simple preset that fixed that problem, but unfortunately it didn't work with scaling or with rotation. And the new custom effect called TextRamp actually takes care of that. And here I've got some examples to show you. This is the first example called Gold Rush. We've got fire department, blue glossy, green leaf, and ceramic type. And those are just a few simple examples. So let me just show you how to use the new custom effect. Let's just create a new comp, 5 seconds long, and create a new text layer. Let's call it TextRamp. And just scale it down. Set the font size. And let's just apply TextRamp. Okay, like that. And here's the whole custom effect. Those are the basic settings. You can set 2 colors to whatever you like. This is made for creating very simple and very easy to use, 2 color gradients basically. You've got parameters like angle, which you usually want to leave at 0, of course, offsetting the ramp horizontally and vertically, like that. Very nice, very simple. And also, you've got 2 parameters like width and intensity. Well, intensity works sort of like the spread parameter in layer styles, if you're familiar with it. And width is something like the size. So you can set the width to a low number and then pump up the intensity, and you get a very sharp kind of edge, as you see in here. But usually I start off with parameters set to 50 and 100, which is the default for the TextRamp custom effect. You also have end color only checkbox, and this actually makes the first color, the start color, transparent. So let me just turn on the transparency grid here and click on this little checkbox, and that's it. I just thought that it might be useful to you in some cases. If you want to switch those 2 colors, you just have to offset the ramp like that. Pretty nice, pretty simple. There's also fix fringe checkbox. Some users that already bought this preset reported that in very extreme situations, applying multicolor gradients caused a strange fringe around the edges. And let me just show you how that looks. For example, we have this Gold Rush comp in here, and if we're going to change the start color to let's say black, this is what the fringe looks like. So this fix fringe checkbox actually fixes that problem. It's by default turned off because in some situations it works exactly the opposite. So if you have some strange artifacts on the edges, just make sure to change this little checkbox from on to off or from off to on, depending on your current settings. So, okay, let me just show you how you can create multicolor gradients in here. Let's just go to our comp and go back to the effects palette. We want to have both colors. And if you want to have a multicolor gradient, you usually want to start with black and white colors, because multicolor gradients are driven using this parameter here, which is basically colorama. So we can turn it on. And as you know, colorama maps whatever values you set in input phase, which is by default, intensity. So basically how black or how white each pixel is. So in other words, grayscaled pixels, and it maps those values to this gradient in here. And you can use all the presets that are in here, plus you can create your own. So that's it. Very easy, very simple. And let's just maybe add a little bit of glow. Something like that. And you can now easily go back to the text ramp and just offset this ramp a little bit. Do something like this or this. You can change the width, the intensity. Oh yeah, that looks nice. And also, since this is based on the colorama, you can check the start and ending colors. They don't have to be black and white. They might be any kind of gray value. See what happens? It kind of cools down the whole effect. But again, this may be achieved simply by playing with those parameters in here. So whatever you find better for you. And then again, here we have this strange fringe happening. So we can just click on the fix fringe and that's it. So the one parameter that is left is, of course, blend with original, and that basically just restores the original text and original colors of the text. So just in case you need to fade it in, fade it out, or something like that. Okay, so that's how you create ramps on your text. So let me just show you how the preset makes it easier. I would like to point out that I got no pre-comps in here. It's just a text layer with CE TextRamp applied to it. And now I can, of course, move the text layer. I can rotate it. Haha, that's cool. That's really cool. And I can also scale it non-uniformly, as you can see, and the gradient sticks pretty well. So that's cool. And here's one really, really special bonus feature. It also works to some extent with 3D layers. To take advantage of this 3D functionality, you need to have the camera in your comp. And right now, just check it out. I can, of course, move it up and down. This is obvious, right? Left, right, sideways, so no problem. But I can also push it further or far away from the camera, and the gradient still stays in place. Now, how cool is that? I can also rotate it on the Y, but before you do that, make sure you've got the rotation tool set to rotation, not orientation. So you want to rotate it. Okay, works pretty nice. I can also rotate it on the Z-axis, like that. But once I go to the X-axis, there might be some strange things happening, as you see here. But don't worry. As you can see, when I rotate the layer in all axes, it actually breaks apart. So if you really want to rotate the layer on all axes, and it's really that important to you that the gradient stays exactly in place, you need to pre-compose it. But then you won't be able to use any kind of text animators, correct? Because then the text becomes a regular pre-comp instead of being a text. So I will show you that even though it kind of breaks down when you do some crazy rotation, you still can get away with it. So let's just go here and apply some text animation preset. And just go to presets, text, and 3D text, and let's just grab the first one from the top, and let's see what this does. Okay, pretty nice. As you can see, the gradient kind of breaks apart, but that doesn't really ruin the whole effect. We can just speed it up just a little bit. Let's put some nice easy ease at the end, put some motion blur in, and let's just see how that looks. Well, come on guys, this is sweet, right? Very nice. Okay, let's try another one. What do we have here? Scramble position in Z sounds nice. So it all works. What else we have here? Spiral rotate. That sounds interesting. Also looks nice. So that's for the text animators, but what about rotating the layer? So let's just go ahead, open up our position and rotation, and let's just maybe move it a little bit back. Oh, I think I still have the text animator in here. Yes, I want to get rid of it. Okay, so once again, let's just go to position, rotation, and let's just push it back a little bit, and maybe move it down. And here, create a position keyframe, move like 2 seconds ahead, reset, just put it down a little bit. Okay, okay, nice. Easy ease, and let's just create some rotation keyframes. We want to have them at 0 at this point, but here we can just go like 1 revolution, 3 and 2. That should create some crazy rotation. Yeah. Okay, let's just move the keyframe so it looks like this, this, and turn on motion blur. And maybe let's just move them a little bit closer. That should be fine. Let's see. Yeah, nice. Well, I don't know about you, but I like it. I like it pretty much. So, once again, this is Polygon Studio custom effect called TextRamp. I hope you will find it useful, and I would like to point out that this example composition is included with the download with all the styles that you see here, and it's also they are also available as presets that are called blue glossy ceramic type and so on and so forth. So let me just show you how the file that you'll be downloading looks like. So this is the file. And once you open it up, you will see the standard FFX just in case. You will see the TextRamp polyce file, which is recommended. You please refer to what custom effects are page on my website. You can find it here. It is highly recommended to follow the instructions and to use polyce file instead of the regular FFX. You will also download the example project that you just saw. Plus, you will have all the looks that I suggest that you unpack and put into your presets folder. And just to show you how to use them, let's just create a new composition and create some kind of a nice background, new solid, and apply ramp to it, just like that, and circle effect, just like that. Put it in here and feather it out. Yes, change the color to grayish, something like that. And this one to grayish as well. Okay, very nice. Quick and easy background. This technique is actually available as a preset on Making It Look Great DVD, so make sure to check it out. And let's just type in ceramic type. Okay, like that. Ceramic type, here we go, and just apply it, and there we go. So pretty simple. Make sure to check it out and leave a comment on my website. Oh, there's one more thing you need to remember. When you're going to duplicate the layer with the style that you created, let me just turn off the original one, you might experience some strange things going on. And this is because once you duplicate the layer, the settings that you've got here still point to the original layer, especially fix alpha. So this is what you need to pay attention if you're duplicating the layer. You need to switch it back to the layer that you just created, and as you see now everything works smoothly. Unfortunately, there's only so much you can do with expressions and presets, so please forgive me, but I still hope you'll find this very useful and time-saving, and that you'll create some cool graphics using this small little tool. Okay, so I guess that's it. Don't forget to check out my training DVD called Making It Look Great #5, which is basically 7 hours of kick-ass training, design, production, and workflow techniques for Adobe After Effects, hosted by me. How cool is that? Other than 7 hours of kick-ass training, you're gonna get CE Screenify for free, and you're gonna get CE Light Trap for free, plus a few other presets that are not available for download or purchase on this site. So they're exclusive to Making It Look Great 5 DVD, plus not to mention 7 hours of kick-ass training. Okay guys, so I guess that's it. Once again, thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Happy After Effecting.